afternoon. This is Group 107's physics project video. The group consists of Dylan, E.F.S, Corin, and Kay. And this group will demonstrate the actual scales you must go through to get from one note to the next properly with a soothing sound, and also forming chords that bring the beautiful sound. We will show you how to physically play a major scale while measuring the length to get from one scale to the next.
So, I'm going to teach you guys the major scale. The major scale, of course, it follows a formula. The formula for the major scale is a whole step, plus a whole step, plus a half step, plus a whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. Okay, in case you guys didn't know what the heck I was just talking about, I'm about to show you. Put these headphones down. So here we go. From C to C sharp, that is a half step. It is a half step because it's the key to the right of that key. So to the right of C is C sharp. Yes, D is over here, but you have a key in between. So the nearest right key, that is considered a half step. If I was to go from C to D, that would be considered a whole step. Right now I'm going to take you from C to C using the major scale formula. Once again, the major scale formula is whole step, half step, whole step, whole step, whole step, half step. So as you can see, that sounded like a scale. Ba, 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 da, 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 da. That's a scale. That's a major scale. That is considered a major scale. What I'm going to do now, relating to the physics part, I'm going to measure the frequency, going from one key, one scale to the next, or from C to C. I'm going to measure that frequency. Okay, in case you didn't know, frequency equals the number of cycles divided by time. So from C to C, that equals one cycle. One cycle. Okay, what I have to do is, I don't know the time, how long it takes to get from C to C. So I got a stopwatch. I have a stopwatch to measure the time to get from C to C with my time, taking my time. So I'm going to do it. Here we go. 1, 2, ready, go. There you have it. That's the time that it took me to get through one cycle. I'm sorry. That's the time it took me to get through one cycle using the major scale of C. So since I have the time now, I can measure the frequency. There's only one number of cycles. Well, the number of cycles equals 1 because I took one cycle from C to C. That's only one cycle. I have the time right there. I got everything I need to measure the frequency. Okay, so we got, let me use this. So we got 1 divided by that number right there, 5.412 equals. That's what I get for my frequency. I'm going to round that off to 0.18 because, you know, you don't want to keep that big old number. So I'm going to round that out to 1800s. So my frequency from C to C equals 1800s, 0.18. So there you have it, man. I showed you how to do a major scale. I showed you how to measure the frequency for the C major scale. And that number isn't the actual number of the frequency from C to C. That's just my number. Because, you know, people can do it faster. They can do it faster. I just did that at my pace. That's what that's the frequency I came up with, 1800s. So I told you the major scale of C, and I told you how the major scale formula. I told you how to get from C to C, D to D, F to F. I told you how to measure the frequency. I told you everything. I taught you a lesson. So yeah, this relates very much to the recording arts industry because as a recording artist, you know, it's a plus to know music. It's a plus to know your notes. It's a plus to know your major scales. You know, it's Actually, my music theory, Mr. Hayes always said, you become a ninja if you know music, because most artists, most recording artists don't know music, you know. They just go by what they hear. But if you know music, you can create so much more, and your ideas are so much more expanded, you feel me? So, there you have it. Hello guys, hopefully you enjoyed Group 107's video project. Hopefully it was very influential, and hopefully it motivated you guys to probably want to play the major scales or learn how to play the major scales. So what we covered the major scales, which is which is very relative to our industry as recording artists in the music industry and in the entertainment industry. And we cover how to measure the distance from C to C using the major scale formula, and we also covered the frequency of the major scale formula. So hopefully this was very informational for you, and hopefully I get to see you all again and inform you on some more music stuff. Thank you. I'm Dylan Brown.